Today's topic for AGA essentially is all about building the right perspective about spirituality. So let us begin the video. Om Shanti, I'm Garret, yogi, life coach as well as spiritual enthusiast. So a lot of my works in this channel is to spread the words of love, light and positive message out to the world. So if you can resonate with some of my contents, please show some love, hit like, subscribe and share your learnings in the comment section below. It will help me reaffirm your learnings as well as to help those that are about to watch this video as well. Okay, so today's question actually came from a passerby from some YouTube, I think an audience from YouTube, okay. So his question, he or she, I'm not sure, okay. Hey, I came across your YouTube channel and I just wanted to ask. I spend most of my time on my career making money. And I do not even have any more spare time for family, let alone spirituality. Can you tell me why should we be spiritual when our lives are already so busy to live on? Regards, passerby. Okay, so this topic essentially is all about managing your time and understanding why spirituality is important. Maybe just let me break it down with you with some stories that I actually mentioned before, okay? Whenever we look at the beautiful tree, simply understand that, okay? One of the most essential parts of the tree is actually the roots. And when we talk about the roots, right, a healthy tree has healthy roots, okay? The deeper the roots, the stronger the roots are. The trees would stand strong. In storms, cyclones, hurricanes, tornadoes and all, the roots are not seen to our eyes, right? It happens, it's still not unrooted. So those roots, right, are compared to our spirituality. Our achievements are seen to people. Our gadgets are seen to people. Our money is seen to people. Our accolades are seen to people. Our charisma are seen to people. Our success is also seen to people. What's not seen to the eyes of the people is our roots, our spiritual developments, and therefore we need to understand this simple sentence. If you do not work on what is unseen, it's very difficult to sustain what is seen. So, one very rich friend of mine, let me share with you one simple past experience, okay? One friend of mine, he's actually quite rich, okay? So he purchased a very slick Lamborghini. And he's born in a very wealthy family, okay? So he gave me a call and said, hey, you want to go out and just test drive my new car? So it's a very slick car, right? So definitely I want to. Okay, so we want to head out for a test drive, definitely, okay? So I said, fine, let's go, okay? It's a nice car, I want to see it. So we started off, as we started driving, right? I was in the passenger seat and the friend was in the driver's seat as usual, okay? So the 15 minutes drive turned out into a 25 minute, then subsequently 35 minutes. So at the end of this 35 minutes, right, I said to him, look, I need to go to work, okay? Can you just drop me off back home, okay? So I said, can we drive back? So what this friend of mine did, right, shocked me to the core, okay? And probably will shock you too, okay? So he started crying like a baby. So it was like, wow, so, okay? So I was like, what happened to you? Okay, so I asked him to park the car on the sideway. So I asked him what happened then. So the great difficulty, he started to say, just for the past 3 days, my wife has filed a divorce against me. Okay, I love her. My children also love her. She's one of the best mother that one can ever have, and we don't want to miss her. So we tried everything possible, it just doesn't work out, okay? So of course, I tried to console him, but back then I wasn't a life coach, so I probably wouldn't do a good job at that time, okay? So I pacified him, and I was thinking to myself back then, see, this world sees him with his Lamborghini. The world sees him with his success, with his riches, with his family members all rich. The world sees his bank balance and the world sees his popularity, okay, because he owns quite a big company, okay, in Singapore. So the world sees all of these things. and I sit with the who's who in the country, okay? And when they confide, and he actually confide with me, I see what's happening inside. So yes, the trunk of the tree is visible to our eyes, and yes, the crown of the tree is visible to our eyes as well. But the roots of the tree, which are underneath, right, the soil, which are invisible to our eyes, is our inner development, a spiritual development. And unless we make that spiritual development, right, our spiritual growth strong, the storms, the hurricanes, the cyclones of life, right, do get over us and actually bog us down, okay? So it pulls us down in life, and that is very common. Therefore I say, right, some people are so poor, so absolutely poor, that all they have, right, is money. And thus I say, if you want to know how rich you are, right, don't count on all those things that you have that money. Count on all those things that you have that money cannot buy, okay? I'm not saying money is bad, okay? I'm not saying we shouldn't have money. I'm just saying that we can't connect that as the reality that we have, right? The all, the be all and the end of all as well, okay? Money should not be the be all and all, the end of all, okay, of life, okay? So if you have ever been on flight, right, the members of the cabin crew will definitely come there and say, ladies and gentlemen, this is a seat belt, please put on and buckle it up. So I will probably say I know, right? You probably also say I know. So if there is be lack of oxygen supply in the cabin, right, they will also tell you oxygen mask will drop, okay, and you just need to breathe deeply above, it will drop down from your heads, okay? So you just take the mask and breathe deeply, okay? So that's the normal process, right, which they will tell you every time the flight will go on. So make sure your oxygen mask is secured properly before you help others. So God, you might probably thinking, how selfish is that thought, right? But if you don't actually keep yourself in place, right, you can't help others. Always remember this. If you don't have resources, you can't share your resources. If you don't feel love, you can't share love. If you don't feel hope, you can't give hope. If you don't feel uplifted, you can't uplift others. Therefore, be selfish first. Care for your roots, care for your trunk. Because only when your roots and trunk are in place, then the crown can give others. How many of us actually wants to look beautiful and looks handsome, okay? Nowadays, everything is all about the looks, right? There's only one very powerful saying by the late President of India, and I actually read it somewhere, okay? And by the late President of India, Sri Abdul Kalam, okay? There's this saying that left a very deep mark in me when I read. He said, if you really want to look handsome, right, give your hand to some and you'll automatically look handsome. So it's like, wow, this is a very impactful one. Because handsomeness is not about beauty and looks. It's all about how we contribute to people. I conclude by saying this simple sentence, which I also read online, okay? If you are beautiful, it's God's gift to you. If you love your life and you live your life well, you live it so beautifully, it's your gift to God, okay? Work for a cause, not for applause. Live your life to express, not to impress, okay? Many times we live our lives wanting more money, more fame, more power, wanting to impress, okay? However, we are so poor internally, we have no time to spend time with our family members. Therefore, there's a lot of divorce rates going on. More and more family time are given up for money. But money can't buy you family, can't buy you happiness. Always remember this. And spirituality just helps us to understand the value of living on earth, understand perspective of life. If you don't understand what true happiness is and that money can't buy, okay, you will never be happy. And therefore, whenever anything like this happens to you in life, you will crumble, okay? So put this into perspective of understanding why spiritual studies is important for us. Spiritual practice is also important, okay? So I hope you learned something from this video, and if you do, please make sure you share your learnings and comments I'd like to hear what you think as well, okay, in the comment section. And I'm ending this video off. If you can, please show some love, hit like and subscribe. Okay. Also support me on Patreon if you can. Okay. Much love and blessings to you. Om Shanti.